Hello, welcome to week 2 of our ring-bound journal. And let's just kind of review what we did last week. Last week we made our covers and we cut pages and we cut some pocket pieces that we're going to be working on. So this week it's all about getting this covered with a base. So let's make a decision. Do we want to round corners? If we do, we should do that now. And then we'll do some adding of base paper, okay? So I'm going to give you a few minutes to round some corners, and we're going to get right into this, all right? Okay, so these are the little ones we cut for pockets. And if you have an envelope punch board, that works here. If you do not, then you can do this with a regular circle punch, and I'll show you how. So I'm going to put this in so that the edge is right on the edge, and this will put my tab here. Now if I want to put the tab in the middle or on the other side, then I would just, go the other way. Alright, so I'm going to punch there, and I'm going to come down, put this at 2 inches. The edge is at 2 inches, and I'm going to punch again. Okay, that's going to give me a nice tab right there. And then on the other one, I want the tab to be on the other side, so let's see. I'm going to do it in the middle. So I'm going to pull this over to 2 and punch, and then we're going to go to 3.5 and punch. So I'm going to have one in the middle and one on the end, and I'm not going to have one at the bottom, but I may decide to add that later. Alrighty. So once I have these, I want to cut this part off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in so that the dip is right at where this sits. And then I'm going to trim that off. Okay. Now let me show you how to do this if you do not have a punch board. All right, so if you're going to do this without a punch board, you're going to want like a 1/2 inch circle or something along those lines. You're going to come in and you're going to punch 1/2 a circle here. Then come over to the other side, punch 1/2 a circle there. And then you're just going to cut off just like I did on the other one. Just going to cut off those pieces, and that is going to give you the same little tab. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that if you're doing it. If not, I am going to be right back, and we're going to get started on the paper. Alright, so if you're using digitals, you're going to want to trim these down. And if you're using regular cardstock or scrapbook paper, you're probably good to go. But if you're using digitals, you should probably stop the video right here and go ahead and trim all your digitals down so that you're working on a raw edge. When we get ready to do this. Now, go ahead and get this last piece here done, and then we'll move on. So if you're using digitals, go ahead and pause right now and get those taken care of. And if you are not using digitals, then hang on, because we're going to get started right now. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper, and I like to wrap it around. So you have to kind of look at it and go, where's the direction? The direction on this one is this way, so it's going to have to go this way, okay? So what I do is I go ahead and glue my page down. And you do not have to do this. If you just want to cut the pieces and put them on the front, you go right ahead, okay? But I like to cut them down. Put my glue on my card, and then I put my card on. Right on the edge of my paper. Press it down. And then I put glue on this side. And then I fold this over. And I try to keep it as straight as I can. There it is. Okay. And then I can cut off this end. Just right down the edge here. And then just come back in with my corner rounder and re-round my corners. Just like that. Okay? And then if I need to put any glue, anywhere, if I missed any edge or anything, I can always just go in there with my little bottle and just, like here, and just put a little, little dab of glue in there. Okay, so I have one side that's wrapped and the other side that's raw and open, and that raw open side is going to be the side that goes against my rings. So I have my first one done, and I'm going to follow that same procedure all the way through, covering all of my pages, and I'm going to stop when I get to my little file folders, okay? So I will be right back. Now, I have them all covered, corners are all rounded, and I have them all going in the same direction. So this is my wrapped side here, and this is my file folder side. And the next step for me is going to be to just verify that I have them all glued around the edges, and then ink these up. And then we have these other ones. These are the file folder ones that we made. And for these, all we're going to do is close them up. Okay? So I'm going to use a little double-sided tape on here just for added, and I'm going to put it on the outside, and then I'll glue on the inside. So the glue is going to be a barrier to keep the tape from, sticking to stuff. So we'll go ahead and put a piece of double-sided tape right along the outside edge. Both sides. Press that down. so that it's easier to release. Red part off. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a little line of glue right on the inside here. And any place my tape is kind of hanging out, I'll just fold it in. So put some glue there, a little glue over here. And then we'll glue that closed. So it's creating a pocket. And I'm going to do that on both of these. And then we'll get ready to, you know, poke some holes. Because we're going to put some holes in these, okay? Alright, so why am I putting the glue in there if I'm using the tape? Well, because tape never really dries. So although it's going to hold it together right away, it's not, if I put something in here, you know, like a journaling card, it's going to stick to the tape. So we put glue in there and we prevent that from happening. But we get the instant grab of the tape. There we go. All right, now we are going to pop some holes in these. And we have to remember that we made our covers just a little bit bigger all the way around. So when we pop our holes, we want to make sure that we take that into account. So what I do is I take these two out and I make sure that I have the right side of these. Line them all up. And then I get out. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is get out that template that we made that matches the tops, and we're going to put it on here. We're going to make sure that it, you know, eyeball it, that it's pretty even. And then we're going to go ahead and punch our holes. And then we're going to stack up our pieces the way that we want. Okay, now I'm going to round these back corners on these pockets just for aesthetics. Doesn't really serve a purpose, but it does make them line up like everything else because they kind of stick out a little bit. So I'm just going to round those just for looks. Okay. All right. So now I have my pages. I have my covers. I'm going to ink everything, and then next week when we come back, we're going to start talking about decorating and getting stuff, put together, okay? And what size rings we want to use, closures, those types of things. So we're going to be doing that next week, all right? Now, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping in. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. Then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we'll have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11, 12, and 1 across the country, 8 o'clock over in Hawaii. And I post videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and any other time I feel like it, really. I have 2 things going on in 2022, the first one of which is my hashtag 12 of 22 journal challenge. For that one, you want more information, go to the description box below, click on the link, takes you to a slideshow, gives you everything you need to know. The second part that I'm doing are these free classes, just like the one you just took. They are beginner level journal classes designed to, give you a jump off point that you can use to start on your journal journey. If you would like more information on these, what you need to do is when you click that bell, make sure that you click on the all, and that way when the videos come out, you will get notification of them. Okay? That's it. That's all I have for you this time. Until I see you again, stay safe. Bye-bye.